Obi krom new rules, new laws. I said the Ghana no Igbo king. Onufi Nigeria ba obe declare no so building the kingdom Ghana for both no. If we have a right here, Bubefu say Igbo king be ye kingdom of Ghana, then America for also right almost to change your visa rule. On Tiasia Kochepo. Your rules. Your country, they determine the rules. New king, new law. Aban for no Aban headed by Donald Trump so any laws. On Tiasia develop mine. Oh Ghana, Ghana, your own rules. Also Ghana no pneumobi be Igbo kingdom. It's you, your country, and your rules. I don't know why we are being hypocritical. Say, hey, you say obisi obey Igbo kingdom, and rightfully so. Because to me, Kobi Krom could declare kingdom. Say, and come forward. The Maya say there's a year, friends saying, Chinatown. There's one Arab town. It's true, but Chinatown phone could declare kingdom in America. Pakistan for any India for now. Nananum slave sweat and blood. Yeah, they build the United Kingdom. They said they're Ghana, yeah, they are nananum gold to build the United Kingdom. No, more entitlement. So muko create kingdom or UK. Create kingdom or Ghana can all right to create kingdom or UK. Kwa ya nananum gold. Ya nananum gold near the church or my create kingdom. South Africa for gold and ye create kingdom no queen nek channel channel gold no kwa wana pempem no South Africa. Create kingdom in South Africa, in UK ho. Enti ubetimi ya Chinatown, India town, yeti Ghana any Lebanese for nete. What is Lebanese for to create Lebanese kingdom? No. What is say India for your Ghana to create Indian kingdom? If you any Nigeria for many years, you know my eduma. And to busy at time number Apollo 468 ya pamo na that is the history of Ghana is so mad that we are Nigerian. The last thing you would want to do is say that we will create kingdom. Then you have Wodimaya supporting this. You can create Nigeria town. You need Nigeria for Ghana, Gege town. You need Nigeria for here. We are brothers, but no Nigerian has ever claimed to create kingdom. Even the Nigerians are upset. So we need to create kingdom. First and foremost, does he even have Igbo blood? Igbo royal blood no medisi hine wo Igbo no. Abrantie Owobiana. It's why is he creating a kingdom? You see, Nigerian government should call him to order because a diplomatic in Tokwano created between Ghana and Nigeria. No, because Ghana and Nigeria are perfect brothers. Your history is very common. You're similar. And you don't want to create a diplomatic row between Ghana and Nigeria because Ghana and South Africa. I have the Pamuobi. If you get no, but you don't create and you name say Africa for your kingdom so you can create Niger Agege town, Lagos town. Yeah, Ghana cry Lagos Avenue. Yeah, too. It shows you how much we love our Nigerian brothers. Say, but nobody has come here to create a Nigerian kingdom. Now, OBJ, Obasanjo, create or no problem entitlement. Okay, so I be creating Nigerian kingdom. It is the Nigerian government should be the one calling that man to order. It is Ghana for if we are upset, so we will create Nigerian kingdom, Igbo kingdom. And Trump was creating a visa rules. Yedi, Tina yedi attorney a queer hinechine Aban so that you explain to us. Oh, copy visa B1 B2 na mode cover visit no. Udu airport. Oh, fill form bia first pony a fill form. They say I'm fill form bia, but who nimni ebusa question as oh ene me kobo music show Ghana musicians no. Any bloggers am tu kwankwa broche no. Who nimna alcohol na Ghana me because B1 B2 ni a tourist visa a visit. And yes, I come on me show me music awards. Mo asu ye be hye nti enam nyam tie show no. E ti say Igbo king no a wen tie futuo na abet na Ghana te me create kingdom in na wo ye ka kingdom ma koka Ghana constitution article 11 or ka sources of Ghana law or ka customary or ka constitution first. Waka enactment and say na wa ba yam common law wa ba customs and traditions. Your customary law no and then create kingdom. And your customary law no recognize the kingdoms, Gonja kingdom. First Yana kingdom, Ashanti kingdom. Now only Ghana custom and traditional constitution article 11 no which is in create kingdom. Oh, problem am Nigerian government. Then I say now be create yeah, will be bad Nigeria ni be bad. No, now your embassy. The people who come to visit on diplomatic trip, no, they are under diplomatic law. Diplomatic law also a whole law. Just so be Ghana no a diplomat. Okum ni pakra Ghana yet to me dinasem Ghana. You can't arrest him, you can't jail him. That is the diplomatic law. We are see can't be the unless you then go back to the Chrome Nigeria ko jailing no. That's the diplomatic law. Your friend diplomatic immunity. Every country be your best sending diplomat baby. The person is immune. Now who need diplomatic system? You are not a diplomatic employee, whatever thing. Me creative baby. Nigeria need diplomat about now. No. Nigeria embassy no. We do even though it's Ghana and why Nigeria. If the Ghana law be inside the Nigerian embassy. Obi money inside the Nigerian embassy, Ghana law be apply to them. That is a rule say a friend of international relations, international law. And a law I better we are seeing you follow. It is I booking no, but it's yen Ghana. Me say Ghana for yan ya ton your home. Now we are legitimizing what he's doing. Now you not to what my mom be title. To me, Ben I from the Igbo kingdom now. I want Nigeria to confer titles on people. And they are more massem. My many papa na come steady. Or starting conflict between Ghana and Nigeria. You can create a Gege town. We are Kasa Ghana for no Gege town, but you need Igbo kingdom. Now the Igbo Nigeria for Biana Igbo ni. I don't quite say you are even doing a tribalism. Because Nigeria for one Nigeria, no more does to change Igbo Nkwa. So why would you want to create an Igbo kingdom and not even a Nigerian kingdom? Even if what journey a clean, a genuine, like you would want to create a Nigerian kingdom, not and the word kingdom, like Africa, the Enfa kingdom in the agro. Don't go and use a language that hey, Papa weapon who say more. Now me, I don't blame the man. Any whether he's bragging or not, I don't blame him. I blame here Nananoma him for now. Moton assassin man because he under Ghana, your landlord no foreigners to meet land. Into more multi social media Ghana than a foreigner. Your landlord no foreigner or to meet on land. First no. Your landlord na ye wono. Now be a foreigner on to meet on land. This a Ghana need guarantee man. Ni exercise because they affect investors or mobile Ghana no ni exercise no. And you say a foreigner be able to meet on land as long as your person ye investment. What you say? That's not even a condition. Say a release into your assassin be a foreigner better no. We are Ghana in our process here. We bet me out on forever and ever. But a foreigner they bet me out at least. Usually I'm the turn 50 years. I'm betting me the amount 100 years or more massive. But usually I'm turn 50 years. And what for assassin? Who na nana for now mote ningo pram assassin no so no. Nipa na affect you amezi mutiso. And not assassin. A contract. Meto maje sika meton buying and selling. And I don't know mokoton assassin yantam sa de man no. I have for no are the ones that we should be demonstrating against, not Papa no. Papa no baby assassin baby. Also what? So I have for no are the ones who have to be questioned. Debi asi gama shipon gama anoni, dang be shipon dang baby anoni. If dang baby anoni where from this man? Me de wo man e ba ni ne shipon. Mbeje. They are the chiefs. One I see a question mo. How did the man come to buy the land? Wo fast wo ton. And what it's a contract. Meto asase or se meto. It's a contract. Mo yen for no na wo see ebusam question. Mo na mba no mo tonton asase na keka say. Even among young Ghana for no crowd if kwahu abeto asase wa kra ni yebu ofu. Gama chipon gama no ni na all the Nigeria ni. O creating kingdom ave na Yesu. Ye be swatche. Foreigner, emrani si foreigner want to mean thought that asase. You can only buy it as a lease. Renewable by the owner. That is the law under the new land law. Obi oya Ghana ni do betumi ato. As a year first forever legal ye allow their interest or legal terms that you use ni ade ba hanye law platform ti no. It you know I have follow you have a question to answer to your people. Man no free Nigeria I don't know where nya baby an kose ho. What more offer to him and he bought it. Well, yeah. If we are stealing it, you have to tell us. It is Sam John. You need to sit down and have a conversation. It's young America, we say America for our country. Loss. Say this are no cromma. Ma. Yeah, ma, who knows how multiple entry divide years, maybe no come back. Nagana for an also can America for us some more. Or big bang America 2 days or mobile or the who are not their twin tenants. I'm about passport or Kobus and Chroma time or one more quabro checo. Do not send it to Abonte. and I'm catching uncle. Yeah, so yeah, ding. Zan Palace, so yeah, debut interview go for Jam. Oh, now, but Jamie now, oh, sign out Benyan Krata. Yeah, Kasa, yeah, Ghana Bono. Say Germany, Obi Kawa, yes, DNA. First, no money DNA by yen, ye the internet, so poor lamban tem for. Ne Kasa, oh, Germany, Ubana, be wow, be sign when your paper. Ya no, I make what's no to untiasia kwashipu. Yeah, our job is to get you the proper people no mbema information tene. Lawyer, you know, by the hour. Into ye tria akuya a sikan can to me tria $400 and now $500 an hour, $1,000. You first Ghana way. But on one who sending Yanam Ghana for him better or me to say if you're there. My main church a Ghana for me so the Ochina o copy this album. Ya catch him for none a queer yarn a bahan or betchenko for him say. Oh, can apply for visa. Check social media. No one can be there. Betro and a Nigerian. I'm going to Texas. We cotton weights. We do airport and you didn't see plane. We say back to Niger. Go to Abuja and Lagos. Go. Kotana. Oh my. Ovesa ni B1 B2. Another business. When ya. And you say who do airport? Umbebuza question. You're very very careful. You can't someone muntie. Umbeba online. No be at them. You never listen. Okay, mama, good evening. I say, yeah, that's so when you want to even do this for us. Yeah, appreciate you. Good evening, good afternoon. Good
afternoon. Good afternoon.
I just want here, dear.
Good afternoon to all the listeners. It's here for you now.
That's it, pa. And I make a same to me to you. Can't you? That's so I did it. Only because what is only I'm gonna for. Obiabe to Tukai. It's about first and foremost about visa, no. Also, I'm the bond or Basse say, Ubenya Vesa, your mouth bond, take you escape to.
The patrol, to send ya, I'm sure some people will that I say President Trump or YN, one big, beautiful bill act. He had a dream and a vision, so per se, one law, it will be beer, shame, I say buffet, everything inside. And I say, you can inquire zoo, Nambia will be. So the law encompasses various aspects of the United States, management. Yeah, they're not inside it, or immigration provisions be or say change immigration landscape, in the US, no more say house, or more voting on the bill, draft of law, or more voting on the Senate, not Senate, so voting, they have their version. So now and they had one final version, medical regulations, immigration regulations, tax regulations, in our one law. It's President Trump was signing into law July 4th on the day of independence of the United States. Now in it, or more ama provision be a friend or a visa integrity fee. In fact, and then I'm Judiciary Committee of Congress, before they draft sa bills, omobe kasa bebre, omobe witnesses, omobe State Department, a federal agency now that's responsible for U.S. embassies never issue visas. They had two past members of the State Department. In fact, issuing visas. So they went to testify, and that will help the Judiciary Committee to draft immigration laws. And as part of the discussions of the Judiciary Committee, almost say enough talk about illegal immigration. As I say, so focusing on legal immigration. Because legal immigration is also another avenue amount for taking advantage of. And also so tighten. And during the Judiciary Committee, debate, analysis, they even mentioned Solomon, Egyptian national now. He came in on a B2 visa. Or the B2 visa be and Boulder, Colorado. Now people protesting. I believe to free Israel, peaceful protest, and I said makeshift fire. Eja about to crowd and a heading about 18 people into a serious issue. It's a terrorist attack.
Yeah,
visa crowd back in on visas
legally.
Yes. As part of that, almost say visa regular process of the koji visa, no, there's now going to be a lot of light shining on them. They are under the radar to make sure, say, amount for bad, they don't overstay. Because again, Solomon, papa, you are bombi, almost your buyer, no. 1 month after he entered on a B2 visa, no, apply for asylum. And according to one of the members of the Judiciary Committee, you can tell, say, Nipano, tourist, which is the purpose of a B2 visa, not buyer, say, and they are currently interviewed the family members. They boost your force, so also ask confirm, say, okay, all the B2 visa Aban. Na and yes, say, or page, or some, you know, baby of buy. And you know, now the committee know the goal of the visa integrity fee. They say, "Omo pebibia ebe timi a disincentivizing kokwa omo ba omo timi asanko."
Okay, nti ade bia obeye wa obesan ba fi aba Ghana biem nya che unkoka no.
Obesan ba Ghana. Eti no sika no she statute no ma. It's pegged at a minimum of $250. Minimum no NHS said the Secretary of Homeland Security, you know, they can raise the fee by regulations. Okay, 250 minimum, yeah, per year for 300 for fiscal year 2025. But every year, so starting from fiscal year 2026, no, there's going to be an upward adjustment based on inflation and CPI, consumer index.
See, not just next year, maybe $250, maybe cost.
So now, in fact, this year, once they make the announcement, so the law in the law is already in effect. Now, as to implementation, because of my law now, if a federal agencies now, implement operationalization strategies. Okay, time ben on link ben on process ben on film, send your budget scanner, send your hifan your deep scanner begu. And so almost formulate san money na then they'll issue an advisory to the public. So, okay, moving forward, you know, when you have your visa issued, visa now, this is the fee. So to send a mechanic 250 year minimum, you know, and you know they can.
Say Ghana no, Obia okoji B1 B2 visa, ana I visa F1 students one visa near. J visa ni ade obi abetua $250 a wo de beto ho chese wo kona well overstay na wo ba de a na wa ba abeju sika wo besan do sika na ma wo.
Into wording of the statute. So first of all, visa integrity fee, no, let me start by saying it says security deposit and as a bond, and you the sika once it's only paid once visa no ye di amount, and you know you deny visa. Okay. For performance visa. It's meant for non-immigrant visas. That's what the statute says. Oma exclude any particular non-immigrants from the statute. And it
just green card or say then you file say immigrant visa
and we are immigrant visa and non-immigrant visa. That's correct.
Okay.
It's for non-immigrant visa just student. Work visas, H1B, you know, B2 visas, and in terms of reimbursements, so social strict reading of the statutes, and I almost say the Secretary of Homeland Security may reimburse. So permissive and mandatory say, oh, you shall be reimbursed. They may. And you know, and you know, strict criteria follow and sana. If you play by the rules, you may get your money. Or violate terms of a non-immigrant visa or sikanashi. You know, they think that a bit disincentivizing for.
Oh, but because who him said $250 the Ghana for your scabenyes gamo be and so the 250 ni bonum na yen nko dia ombo ebetu ya bepa bosia kwati yako.
In fact, I'm out in the crowd. That may kind of mystery. I'm saying, in Ghana for in fact, I mean, when you think about it, $250. They don't need $250 to go back. Almost swap. Back. they don't need to get back $250 because of that. A juma ko be 1 week no. Obi says he can back. And you know, it's almost pointless. Because there's going to be a lot of chaos and just trying to regulate a deal way. Meanwhile, the people almost no. I don't think said that 250 bond fee
By brother, he says it's almost multiple entry, be a single entry 3 months. Can also because they be 5 years. What will happen today? Be 1 year. Any identity no crash almost multiple entry be man.
To say we share where your social media and so no na yet think I say US embassy Nigeria almost they gave an official announcement say as of July 8th moving forward all visas issued on July 8th and after they will be subject to a single entry and a 3-month expiration. Now, let me explain that. Because a single entry, in fact, previously, Ghana was entitled to a lot of, let me start by saying there's a reciprocity table, and that's a reciprocity chart, and that's a visa reciprocity schedule. So that schedule, may say, you do me, I do you. There are some bilateral agreements are, more diplomatic, for legal side, the Offshore Immigration Nationality Act, Section 22C2, it tells you, say, there is a US can mirror the reciprocity of other countries. In the Ghana for if they are giving visas to almost US citizens, so the Ghana embassy in DC, if they are giving visas to US citizens, similar classification of visas. Validity period, the US will also mirror it. So they kind of do me, I do you. They mirror that kind of thing to the greatest extent possible, to the largest extent possible. Nature say, that is the understanding. But beyond that, we say a visa sanction. It's more a visa sanction. Even the advisory now, US Embassy Nigeria, and almost it was based on visa overstay, not managing identity documents like passports near there. But going to the okay, so reciprocity schedule is what you have access to all the countries in the world. You can put in the country and it will tell you the type of visa how much. What is the maximum extent possible a consular officer can issue? It is some of the countries like our B2 visa, they can issue up to 10 years. Ghana, you have to 5 years.
5 years. Oh, okay.
Multiple entry. It's maximum extent. But consular officer will Ghana because say, oh, me 5 years. Discretionary, I can give you 2 years. No matter single entry, but generally, normal 5 years, multiple entry. So, Department of State website now who said that change has been reflected, just that there's no formal announcement on the website. Okay. And another question Visa said, will it affect past issued visas? Generally, the law disfavors retroactivity in statute interpretation. International say, yes, statute and I say almost we have to read it moving forward prospectively. Unless the Congress are thrown into the statute, say, it should apply to be 10 years ago, because it's grounded in the fundamental principle of fairness. Say, and so now the rabbit me actually, I said to me, man, warning, and I saw it to me, because if I didn't know, said this was a ruler, to me, MBUC against me, so pretty much. Rule no applies moving forward. Issue.
5 years just 5 years visa
because the maximum under B2, B, all the B type and all the non-immigrant, well, most of it because diplomatic they didn't count. 3 months and single entry. Single entry nature say you can come in once. No go.
Not your council and non America say America for because once Nipana the cover took us once was a me like me cobium. And no, because he about into na say I say ya omo cheche chinkofwe. Say obi room no so nko bi ma because the reason why almost some new rules iba say students they ba omo nko. Enti say no room ma omo betumi attract one na because na say no so omo track nkofo.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, US don't have a bigger fish to fry. And they're not coming to chase you, say, okay, also work up Virginia and work over Maryland. I just say, oh, yeah, security risk. So generally, almost track it, but they almost track it based on in-country overstays, out-of-country overstays, based on, airline manifest, so they track those numbers, but individuals are there. But who knows? They say, they are really bent on, cracking down on illegal immigration. So, and if another thing I want to highlight, and say, people in Gov't say they are very confused that, not just not just over 3 months per now.
Okay.
Into your case, a single entry 3-month validity. I want to remove once. Remove once, you have to remember, say, your visa is just an entry ticket into the US. And yeah, no, the very regulated period of authorized stay. No.
Okay.
The period of authorized stay near I-94. Now, CBP officer, no, how would you know airport and now port of entry? Because, okay, over 3-month visa allow you to enter, but may amount 6-month stay.
Oh, okay.
It's discretionary. They can even give you up to 1 year.
Okay.
For some of the people, be over surgery, medical, and they can give you 1 year. Now, it's not very common, but they can still give you I-94. But typically, I-94 is 6 months. For some people, what certain behaviors be an inconsistency, 2 months, 3 weeks, 1 month. Even though it's a 3-month visa, 3 months not just means that the remove, but period of authorized stay it's regulated by I-94.
Okay. And I'm apart from visa, omo inside that no so say Donald Trump didn't go chase or they do California so chichin for farms. Ghana for so be students be omo ba say because student visa no bet me the 20 hours pay. And no just a campus. Nti bebre na jijin for nkata na chese. De na me ye la sulala yi kakra bojo adwuma. Say no so want to say almost jai chase no mu chasing for na Ghana for no chase omo.
Well, I mean, to say I want no farms, essential places now can hope say best pay President Trump now bow so no one who said as higher into Monto Moboma farm workers. Now China no Masamba because they be into your crop to everybody. They claim to almost see west of the west. Almost can be said 2 days ago, President Trump said they are chasing west of the west criminal offenders. Meanwhile, there's data showing say go for more ICE detention. 8% spend a convicted criminals with violent, they have violent criminal convictions. Almost 65% with there no criminal history, no criminal record.
And so Biafra.
Biafra because Tom Woman can say sanctuary cities near cities now they don't want to almost person that black ice, in that just say almost say safe haven immigrants or undocumented not very protect crime they want to make their communities safer and let people feel comfortable because some of the communities, they are built by a lot of these undocumented immigrants. 20 years, 30 years, almost in team war. Some woman says, sanctuary cities, if they don't work, only ice for Anye Juma, ice for Nankasa sanctuary city hall. They do what they are, and then everybody is fair game. You are not off the table. Only criminal offense because one my descend and they're chimney in Africa. And of course there are various nationalities, a few Ghanaians, Nigerians, that are being swept up, not only in the farms and all these other places, but in immigration courts, at workplaces and so.
It did not just say they are okay, it's a new arrangement to go be a visa no the room. Na onya obi crack every the year juma kra okra betimi aba be chew nti na je say no advice dan adba magana for mom your students o den yo mom room omo ba no so bi anye careful mpese omo advice o no.
Okay, I mean tell you that say na wonim no na ice for no e complain to home and I believe Leon's ice director no omo complain say assault on ice officers no akosro because in kopo and edu baby people don't care anymore because who about the chini kunu akọ ni kunu so na ye breadwinner be as some of these Hispanics ne other people or be on back five ni kunu na ye juma ye construction or no ye whatever work or ye over china until they will do what they got to do to protect almost so what they think can protect almost family. And you know, based on that, you almost say there's a lot of assault on ICE officers. Into almost baby ma nkofo who say obia ye ba be ready area we are not about the ready area way to minimize attacks on potential attacks on the ICE officers. Inti to say that make kind no almost use surprise tactics and some time ago Pomu so one of the members Eliki almost went to media into Oma Titans and man into baby be nobody knows. And is and one of
the there's no means I'll be to be their protector, not so about pies and their mom because the breeding confront cratter you never know that mobile to bear that protector. This question say World Cup no no crazy. Nay say Mexico, US, Canada. US woman and so my US film because that's the question Steven to Busa.
To be honest, you said the World Cup me follow, but I believe say US woman on the ball. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, and some other parts, but
I know so this and once don't be Ghana for this and I say because World Cup media do much imagine to Munya almost the bed Chassis. If they say, Mama, Obi, I am session on the person did Chassis in the Johnny and now on yet and when they want to make her. But like, are they safe?
Well, I mean, restrictions now banned the door super, it is very highly likely to impact World Cup, attendance because before we brave USA, it's too much, until people are not even comfortable coming because Obeteno, Obia, Oyen BB, or Canada, Ghana, now you detain you, one year you detain you 2 weeks and now 15 days, one question you why a casualty. I think they're very juicy and go for normal person. But
I'm sure US will issue visas. Yes, I saw. Omubama from Bema just a few visas. Baby, no, yeah, Omobema. No, so
exactly because already vetting procedures no put in place, you do have the Bremer officers. Now officers they are already very severely backlogged. From COVID time, they still haven't recovered. Almost recover, the backlog is growing still. And as every day the new rule back and now you have to vet more, do this, go here. Into a Jumane Dawson. It's appointments in the class and because of mobile. They are likely that's likely going to affect ability of US embassies to interview and issue visas.
Okay. Me person busa another question on green card for name Kofona Yesmo Monkono, but social media Nigeria near or call US omo born back to send the seaplane no. Usina me who saw a video so B1 B2. If you are done omo pamo no na o kase niam nkofo post on social media no monye careful but Ghana phone tie mbese o kase asem ni bio say obi aye social media me apamo no.
Okay, yeah, Nigeria near who say was trending, I think, say 2 weeks ago and a week ago. Also, autonomy, Nigeria. But I'm saying a bookie exhibition show be New York and now was it Texas? Okay, no bookie exhibition show be just about displaying the goods, and then so the two social media. So about the exhibition of the church and and do port of entry, overdo airport is what I should say. Overdo airport is Orlando US airport and a CBP, Customs and Border Protection formal interview, like they interview everybody. All of them are primary inspection, preliminary questions to make sure say BBI okay. Now, I'm to assume I'm the work for secondary inspection. In terms of notice, I don't know at what point almost suspected said there was something wrong. Well, some people are randomly pulled into secondary inspection. They are based on one or two. I can't tell what went wrong. But no, B1 visa, which is your B1 visa, and your B2 visa, and your combination B1, B2. It's no B1 and Kwa just to come and negotiate contracts, sign deals, just be a TA conference, educational conference, be just business purpose. But business purpose, it excludes making money in the US. Baby, I'll be Aban same now. That's Juma. Baby, ube to me, and I say US citizen, where you would need a work permit to be able to do it. Ultimately, because not just you are competing with the US worker. And Aban some person, they don't want you to destroy the integrity of the US market. US citizens, like I say, and immigrants say Juma. That's what they've been saying all along. They want to be sure, say, B1 negotiate on San Kasika, you're just going back home. Interpret technical secondary inspection, according to her, almost dear Muno say, or catch customer say, me no me babeton be a ratio of better be a 5, metal 6, weigh $300 or whatever. So according to the interpretation of CBP officer, you are coming to work because you accrue profits. US. Now, Foreign Affairs Manual, which is the single most authoritative regulations about consular officers, how to adjudicate visas. Oma discussed the case law be won by the Board of Immigration Appeals, matter of HIRA. In that case, when you tailor need be Abontain or by US or take measurements of suits for his company, which is based outside the US. Take measurements. And then so pick materials, those material we end of the coin. The BIA ruled that he was not working. He was not working because profits didn't accrue in the US. It was purely B1 because of a measure for the take orders and not call or make it not coin. And what the BIA ruled was that one of the most fundamental factors on the consider where is the principal place of business and where did profits accrue. And so shape by me or beton or by also babe chain. If it dear or customers about paying me and they'll give you money. You are just young for so American. You are coming to compete with other wig makers and other hair sellers. And there's a process. If we are foreign national, now so from accrue profit. There's a process through the labor certification. You get a labor certification where you will employer and I say, you submit something to the Department of Labor and say that the employer will say that they couldn't find any willing, able, qualified workers. It's not mobile hire. So you are either going through the labor certification process and now say you are seeking a national interest waiver. Say, and I say qualify under EB1A. Say you don't need a job offer or a labor certification. So one go through Sani Mani now banner up so baby ye Jume Nisika send ya make I shared a video on this baby share Umiaba over the BBC Umia Yare over yes, because they interpret that as work. Because what the CBP will tell you that they should hire somebody, a nurse.
Because they say, invitation come on, for men, say, oh, Mema, we have now.
Because you were not Swaha, you were daycare Swaha, Obia Covan, and by the say daycare is empty.
Wow.
So they don't want to destroy the integrity of the labor market. You have to have either the right non-immigrant work visa and now say nipa no file work permit based on something. Oh, basa we a tourist star. On se guechi. I didn't share before Grana or granddaughter or share the trip before Grana.
Well,
I'm exaggerating, but there have been cases.
That's the condition of the visa.
Yes, there have been cases.
Back to Nigeria, no.
Exactly.
Ghana ni okuta B1, B2, no. I know you for tourist conference. Men could post it because you were Ghana for music awards. The program. The flyers to social media. Some for the musicians need to blogger ODH. Some fellas no money. We know 2020 Ghana. Men could post flyer be.
Yes, because in fact, about media entertainers the law is very clear. Say, it's a P1 visa now. Be just over perform an appropriate visa for Juma now. Because if you know what Juma be a entertainment performance. Since you want to say Juma, but long as back now, babe, any sika and as some type of profit will accrue to you. Because if you go any sika, if you are not dying for be the mouse set in a move. In exchange for also so shene ba na Juma
make I say media from first they took an visa because they know say obey Juma until they give you a different category which is I not B1 B2. It is a 1 year no but when you men could post it there be come post it social media and I will do immigration they say I tell you omo busam ko 4 questions o koye den address be na woko until obi one more koji visa no address edema may call program no actual visa form no so New York meanwhile the flight on fire and na ko see Atlanta na visa officer and immigration nebusa no koye den so may call Nashville Tennessee meanwhile who do omo we say the information now they jail visa no immigration officer no so kuta the same information also koye program on New York but yebusa or airport no o ma address or Nashville patron no chem because who say they assign a couple of weeks.
That's very correct. Obviously, there is more aggressive interagency database sharing. And people don't realize the CBP customs they have access to Department of State, US Embassy, they have access to USCIS. What apply petition all access to that database to enable them make admissibility determinations. And the time now we apply for visa, and if you apply for visa 1 month ago, we say court send star wedding. If you do maybe plans na it's possible, but need to me that discrepancy need to me raise red flag and go for secondary inspection. Then they start looking into your phone. Say your wedding, wedding invitation. Wow. They even go as far as they'll call with reception, but they also reception. Is there a wedding booked? Hotel? They will go through all these lengths to ensure say yampa. And it's that kind of discrepancies. So you're careful. And I always also say by USA and surprise you be. So we have surprising Mrs. Tower, Pennsylvania, because CBP officer no friend or not there be me patrol me ni obi oba immediate deportation.
You do blame go back to sender.
Until you go and wait, you be detained, you go out 12 hours, 10 hours. These people, I told them, I'm sorry.
And go for yeah. But if you must send the questions, we have say yes, and come me. Francis say, say whilst you are still fixing their own, or say, please ask lawyer for me if I get your B1, B2 visa, not my overstay cry. Will I still get the 3 months all the time? Or they will give, or they will multiply it. My name says Anna Francis will a question now. Council says say no more 5 years ni biom. Until B1, B2 ni na 3 months. They will kuta that and say oh B1, B2 5 years and you be use for say 5 years and be expire. But after that, 3 months, and I'll be that's what she's saying. Doc say if you are Nigeria ni na ye pamon back to sender, there's always a backstory. And comfort to me ko ye niema. And na real mono. Nti me pe the lawyer can say comfort nye careful pa say. The young wa bonte whether it's social media whether you dey or you careful. And I cannot say what impact has this America for you or more teaching for ICT? What has they had on this labor market? And yeah, aha mo pa even and saying Donald Trump kwa ba be ka say omo ye adwuma wo hotels na farm no be ya obehu omo mobo but ono de unu so kan say man 100%. Into the na some koya ya obenya problem. Joe say Ghana dey free town because we dey cause America ne dey Allah. I just say Ghana dey. Ya man ko for fan 14 cry. It's true. Amwa redeem say this lady that took oh so wow. Mo sanko for ya mo didi atenu mo ya Jesus yo. Tie me nin akuya nyina ya boy brewi o. Your pension cry into be new. Into wow send obi papa message. Now wow do wow na go when Matthew. This lady that looks like village porter that used to cook kenke once told that Baomia is the leading this year like and she's doing that way the way of Obio. I just IQ do low I say yeah again my papa low IQ was all the way. No busy Baomia leader no a crime. We muna grad ajo musica no. We muna grad ajo musica low IQ. Kitwa beji kese ni ajo musica. Ebi no same. I have come across information suggested that Honorable Okujeto Blackwa is responsible for America for the Omuye. Could you clarify? Council, minister been Akoka and America for you we are now. Oh, more information. We say Ghana Foreign Affairs Ministry no. Minister no akodi kokonsach America for no mumia if you say in do on our US so.
Me but I want to make sure and side but I think say Wayno is more related to travel ban na person imposing no. I think in my estimation and no related because Nigeria ban normal issue here na almost say they relied on information concerning visa overstays, information sharing, secure travel documents when normally yes a decision to give a single visa, you know, a single entry visa valid for 3 months. And see, I think say no na and say no
it boss enye we dey nye Okujeto Black Kwasem o me fan question Ghana for na e ko school and no overstay omo connection na ya na me kan kasa o me se wo dey busa design files nko fo na ko Germany awu abewu ye be ma otika free ye kasa Ghana for ne ye kasa dodo ye kasa ni overstay ni ade ye na akofa asemu ya banti we dey nye Okujeto Black Kwa to dey bi onye dey ba me fan question we dey nye ono a ye ya no kasa ni overstay ye bidi akpakpapa ye ko epesi edwane enu ni ene ye so aye nye no kwampa so unim se opese oye yi no broskoto no na wuwe mu a na wakopo bi na wawae no but mu be ye na mo koye as na America for na document ni na lawyer ka no mo hu say ye overstay dodo nti we nye Okujeto Black Kwase mo nkodi kokose bi na we have snitched on ourselves not him why you kojo to force students but your students no obe san ka bi wa Canada but students no visa near them. Say student visa on Bemana.
Man, but I know so much limited to single entry 3 months. And you know, the catch is that all the students visa about the room. If you leave now, so papa, be study for 2 years. What we boost your 4 weeks, you have the 6 months. So now, Samba, once you leave the US, you need to go back to the embassy for another visa. Now, wow. But one of the issues and also kept asking on your social media and they say, now 3 months, no, we are study for 2 years. You're F1 visa, single entry 3 months. How would that work? Like I've explained, no. I-94 and a bit determine how long you can stay. Into the room as a student, you better be service record. Yeah. So long as you see this record near active, no, you are fine. It told to me you have a 3 month visa. Now additionally, 5 years of PhD, and you can continue to stay for 5 years. I won't need problem. The only thing is, now we'll come back to Ghana, and I said wherever you go to, coming back in Ube here visa as our bit baby.
Okay.
And also there was a cable that was issued. They alerted U.S. embassies around the world. Say almost halted FMJ visas because of social media vetting. They had to intensify. But only resume you know, so you know,
FMJ ni visa no.
F here for students, F here for students for academic course of study.
Okay.
M here for students for vocational course of study, and a J here for cultural exchange. You know, to say interns, au pairs, you know, scholars near there. All about the year Juma under the J1 visa program. It's the FMJ and are pretty much like all students categorized. Almost resume almost set up appointments for, but they have enhanced social media vetting because some of the students, almost by some US almost anti-Semitism and almost person when come say as a student book into now buy. Into they are going to do more vetting. It's they've almost reopened, but they are going to be doing more vetting. And to say that I cannot.
They are also warning to Ghana for them. But your school near Israel near Ghana for your castle. You Israel no more. You be on Facebook near Kokembi. Who America for Iran for Kwefao? Who do Ghana so mine no it's above our pay grade. Men quiet to say black one on US senator Kokon no kuta diplomatic passport too. Now go one men posi and Kokambi. Because now lawyer can say so much scrutinize social media nyina unya Kokambi pe next time mo ma officer we qualified come ma nti you careful.
There was also judiciary committee now no more about visa integrity fee one of the members made Okabibi say almost back for English as a second language. No man notices say almost overstay rate in Sudan so pa. And almost babe mo menya and consular officers who could do what there are certain types of courses be about this year. I say, we are sure say this year now about this year and I saw a chance taken out there about room. Which is why even generally if it's not a very serious course of study about a good school these are not to me a good to me yet kakra. A change say more reputable school say no over bisuya there we need one.
Yo, and the best thing politics because you MPP for primary say Bobo Bane Hun same so issue was say Canada lawyers and American lawyers charged by the hour. You to mean to extra hour na ka hono bi busa question about so who akuta 5 years that I answer question that who visa that I ka ho but visa ni who you come under the new regulation obviously impact on labor market but you need a labor expert or economist to do that one for you. Say I suppose that is so much for what has been the impact on the labor market, but meanwhile we'll not worry about the impact on US labor market. Let's worry about Ghana labor market.
Let me just chip in a little bit.
Okay.
Say I think it's California. And almost fourth largest economy in the world, $1 billion economy. About thousands of farms, Ventura farms, in Ventura County, and a place called Oxnard. Yes, strawberries, limes. Yes, strawberries in apple. Farm. They go and MSNBC. Video. They went and did footages. All the food produce. Farmers harvesting. Them, there's a lot of Americans and other people who are saying round them up, deport them all. And so they'll sit in their rooms and say immigrants, Jumano. And they're likely going to see an impact in your food prices because already now, if you are no boy thing, now $100, right? So the impact we're going to be seeing is in but I've also seen some Americans say they don't care. They will buy a box of a pack of strawberries, $50 for better, and they should send all of all the undocumented immigrants home. Some people don't care, but some of them too are worried.
And I see UK for Susie and I could to work and see UK so Canada as one me name mutare. I'm building a Ghana no dia any so be but bright busa say I 29 so say I 29 no what kind of visa is it so omo ka ho ana omo ka new regulation
so I-129 usually for non-immigrant worker and be a H1B petition, but there's I-129F so which is for fiancé visas. US citizen fiancé of a US citizen so I'm not sure what do you mean what about what is the question?
One second busa question but where busa say US visa lottery for no October baby regulation be about account one betimi apply for visa lottery no be.
Yeah, so far there's no regulation on against the visa lottery directly, but the travel ban I impact visa lottery for Bebre. You know, they have 19 countries on my banner on both immigrant and non-immigrant visas, certain categories. And, you know, we've seen a lot of people, so according to section 212F, no, you have a travel ban. We cannot issue you with a visa lottery, even though we'll go through process now, we're passing on. And hence, you know, that's the extent to which it's affected. But so far, there's nothing else to work against the visa lottery.
Yo, mama now I say Sandra busa question, but Sandra I can't find your question. You me who the busa Emma. Obisi fiancé spouse visa say K1. Almost very affect your man. They are in a different category altogether.
Say K1 pretty much. I say technically, you know, the embassy classifies it as a non-immigrant visa, but they process it procedurally as an immigrant visa because obviously, you know, in with a K1 single entry, we do a 90 days. So we now apply for green card. You know, we book K1 non-immigrant, but you come in knowing say over the immigrant visa. I mean, with regards to all the changes, all these visa categories are still there. You know, that's all. It's just that there are now a few more restrictions on time, duration, validity, on some of these things.
Now, more mukuta green card. No, you say be more Aban na more to me and say come back and also a green card for no.
That's no more Canadian a fake news and yampa. Okay. And yampa. They have to bring obia or your green card holder or bar win to me amba. Number one, we are lawful permanent resident. You go back into the US. You have the right to come back into the US. And they process green card holders under two categories, either as an arriving alien and as a returning resident. When you're a returning resident, only problem, not just if you're out for 2 weeks and they process you as a returning resident. Just go back and go and continue your life as usual. But when you're arriving alien, usually for people on because say, what for Ghana 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, beyond a period of now. And now say what for commit a crime be that makes you removable and as a deportable. They can only send you to immigration court. Because and not taking life, liberty, or property according to the Fifth Amendment. So you're entitled to due process. Into CPP officer to make that say, this you're a lawful permanent resident. Either they put you in removal proceedings and after they try to let you sign the BFN form I-407 to abandon the green card. But you don't have to sign it. You can allow them to take you to court and then go back to immigration judge. Now, no, I explain me into Ghana, and then, you know, they can, if anybody wants to take away your green card, it's a judge, an immigration judge, after you've been heard in court. No determine say, okay, your green card or GF you are no longer permanent resident. Otherwise, CBP officer there, even if you've been out for 20 years, so long as you have valid green card, they have to just send you to immigration court. Okay. It is no nyampa.
Nyampa you. Mayenda wasi pa. Ebusia for ekia ohine chini abwaje ne kasa no AK Pokulo law for oko Facebook ni ade if you Google it will come up. Into a question be anu afre na wo busa no. What you say, but you have to pay for it because on to Neduma or no. Kasa or hanging free. Nemo friend on now kasa dia lawyer bia kasa no who didi. Into to me funny free sir until problem near dia ubusana because they say one way now took now yes the slightest mistake true until you should be guided accordingly. We come back, I bet me I share video no with you be or apply for visa. The social media near there will be or no my starting free starting although almost set your but starting free what ye so that we be prepare oh yeah I can say yeah just bond $250 start here susu so person go US I don't start here susu so what I say ye be there what's away because abrofo no so much say but who follow rules ni nyina now you okay omo de be ma who do ane na wa wo jejeje when you do abroche de obey ho no ye nka na ha wow level a no find you foot nti okay that's baby say no yan ho abotre that's you know Ghana for so appreciate you why ye nti o can say ye that's
thank you guys
nti e busa for AK Pokulo obetimi akohwe no na obusa no question bi a person obusa no visa issues no ukwa obeboa mo say how long can a green card holder we dey munyina munim dada Abigail we nyina unim dada ti we nye question for has it right obviously can I get stand open a number me send the number now ma yes I'll put it on the screen later on now yeah one people for primary sim because primary sim do he cry no talk about won say almost suggest some in fact July 19th omo call special meeting I want to decide whether say early congress no more can be so and ember so but already no research on my HS Canada Japan really kind. I was very surprised by this research no Canada Japan is leading the polls 51.4% followed by Dr. Bawumia 42.2%. Me we say how yeah Dr. Brian Champo 3.1%, Dr. Educhum 3.0% no more mark 0.3%. But what say Dr. Brian Champo and Dr. Educhum man bag game momentum, so we don't know almost started so more year campaign because I know I mean said Dr. Brian Champo coach president for ni na campaign strategy no ni na anya innocent ni na account nti so more dey agro go for one. Can Dr. Bawumia survive? And we can still be in the first position with 51.4%. So far, the whole Canada Japan are comporting home. But other comporting home, I see Congress now. Canada Japan, they'll be in Minana to Yogu. Did you ever to me see? Obi to me at Trigana, and so far can I add them? I'm going at Trigana, why yen so papa na edi. Because I'm the time to call it in Canada Japan, only some to call it Chobia, because TV so a fire cover the unknown called the Bagana. And you go back to me, but he has refused to be triggered. 51.4%. No, and you see, can there no is a carryover because from last primaries, no vote no nya no. He's just added to the vote. Until when and it's entirely organic because he's adding to the vote no nya no percentage no from last one no. Dr. Bawumia be mom na because from even the nya which was 60-something% no. Ni dey no swati and Dr. Bawumia dey so is understandable because when the party are called elections now we lose wa pressuring na on ebeba also and now no me catch say now this election primary so Dr. Bawumia is an underdog. He's an underdog. Into no so I'm ready here all these people can know Dr. A friend saying Educhumo omunyina they are fighting for Dr. Bawumia votes. Into this election the Bawumia ho be no because the momentum na ten afa no. Any momentum na Dr. Educhumpo they affair no the game na to form. Dr. Brian Champo once na no kwa ye wo Kumasi Dr. Bawumia hu Brian Champo affair no say yeah you Hamipa you want to disturb me because they are really giving him a run for his money. And one here Dr. Bawumia hu be no this primaries so one here he may not whether he survives this primaries no will show how strong Dr. Bawumia Nankasa is. What I say it will show how strong Dr. Bawumia is. It's me friend Canada Japan team the campaign team member for US na say omra na yen discussing this issue. We say no this way no what does it mean? How is the team also taking it? How are they strategizing also around it so that they can maintain numbers because again any team need to me maintaining number na to elections and that means well this one they will be in a very comfortable lead pa Mr. Jerry Opoku ma akwa aba we ni say on na Canada Japan campaign team member US mo supply cash into his campaign so far my good mo you surprised by this survey report ya be and enye mo
yo afia dedika mami chia atiefo nyina ne wahwefo
no joso
na yema abusuafo enescomi ya odupon kese pa na MPP elusu no. In fact and the whole day I was so sad to hear the story na ye share ukranfo no ne nkola na ye show mu nyina den afa akwati aman hene ye show mo den say o ma hwe o mo de share MPP odupon kese pa na tuturu ntino ye nyina ye ma ye ho ya akọ enu friwa mechia me papa madamfo me role model honorable Kennedy oyine Japan and your first incoming first lady Mrs. Christina Japan
na chete wives na Canada mo twa mo abana
we twa obi amoye ye twa obi aka obi a ye chia no afia ye twa obi amoye na
But official first lady because in second there lady for no doso ba ko pedi no nti na me busa we because me dey minim no pa ya anti Stella
omunyina obia Ethiopia enye wenye secret to Ken obia nim or your open man.
Exactly.
Ken doesn't have secret when it comes to the
exactly.
It's a big deal. I feel my chair team Ken USA, especially Dr. CNN, Reverend Sack, Mr. Terry Kusi, or no, or real estate. I feel my chair no munya. Omo boy Jumapa.
Ayo.
Nanabia no munya. Be or can't be Ethiopia. I feel. We say Ken a year Aban a surprise ana. To me, it's no surprise. And yes, surprise now. Even a percentage in the crowd, and I thought say the cost room more. For Ken right now, no 51.4 no. It doesn't surprise me. Now it should hit around 56. But I don't so say as I say team no you might trim here then you're relaxing. Because these things, some of these things is very tricky when you don't take time say focus on your campaigner. It will trigger now a distractive. So that battery with decimate will be the fallacy. Like you rightful say honorable Duchum, honorable Brana Champo. Oma TLC agronimo. It don't take anything lightly. And like I said, be a bit is honorable Duchum. Why Juma Ghana? I commend him. I really respect that man so much. And Brana Champion, they will free Papa Krumo. It can take the technical communia, so I say, but politics there, Ubia or Babia or they issue. Yes, and yet surprise. Osha Juma over the months and a year you see this year, you starting from thank you talk. Near me, CC here, can Japan people pulling him back and forth. Abroad yet and okay. It might be social media. It didn't tell us about so the Ghana watches Ghana Jollof Bibi. Me de me hune that omunina throw boom that ye di attempt and all this insult ever papa su nyina no. They say also when your man wedro. Oka won birthday na say. O say on so bi aso bi o de ka na emu pa de say Ken Japan there. Ye de atage no ne kuma ha no. Etino
no strategy no some respond to obia or be attack
on muye krana I say oh ya na Ken Japan won who did not tell me say what plant seed na dey so guso o ma ne ya kese mo bo etu do omun koso anya abronya start here who difference amana e more popular because then after obia can say oh after abronya is doing too much what's going on so as you even giving him that sympathy support
sympathy vote
sympathy okay vote then is not voting let me put a sympathy support who tells then after MB before after them you too much whoever hide abronya so ni sa asem no ye nimu no but at the end of the day no is gaining more popularity and is giving him that strong momentum and all the corner ye better abronya bejai because man who say boy more ojai cry be me ya because they say oh your campaign or ye adwuma maye so what I say
attack no they attacking and is working for my campaign team no
ye adwuma maye
how so people
abronya of viewers ogo ye ni na microphone bebre ba be tie ko theater bidie obo okra na wate Ken Japan but onim boni awaye una woka etenu achi na fe okotra gugu no agugu Ken Japan and then the Ken Japan so bo gugu na aba entrepreneur philanthropy wa bie wa cardio and dialysis center siko dey aboa akunafo hospital bed ni nyina pop up on internet no sell na maye. But what is saying is dynamics in America. Papa go. If you pokuya, on find say unfree on who's a fear pokuya. Me and me tie na me sure fear pokuya. Me yi pen yesi many. Like computer na cell phone. No my type of Vim lady a fear pokuya. Because a fear pokuya. As two journalists. Why you Juma over 30 years? Why you say get away cry no yes. Hey, and no so the packers here. Now it gives me the opportunity to read your biography. But what
the only strategy among say no attack Kenny is working for
them. The Ojaya message I could do not know the above. Because if Abronya can say, oh, no, Bayana, Sad Goro boys, and you only Muniasa, then we'll back up payment to Jack and Japan to the day I will intentionally go and insult him, and a best Baba. Me as well, dear, in the end, Ojaka, we push him to do more. No, Nimbia, I get your Nimfi fucking who be any secret coming in and bring it up.
But Munya worry said you kind of whether you no cray and I no cray because he claims that you no cray. Munya worry about that campaign.
I feel can Japan wow you know can Japan better than me. Only the Trump Committee 12. Tema. Unim no ye pa. Can Japan doesn't have secret. Ye besides a secret pen pa fear unim fa can Japan whether now. The first thing about you say or a quick temper. Other than that, no. Why your politics over?
The never no can no cry can him say no cry na nya no
ka. Any more can ya botremu obi ono atimi bia na no second cry no enya hwe man da. Ye nyina zo nim say wo abronye can they bring you out? Who don't know abronye? I don't enya na tu na not. Okwa ni America crash no master am. Can talk akra man obi o se can cry nyem talk akra man da. Abronya Kroya video that Bonti on the Admaku Befi, Omkoji pick up from Ken. These are some of the things that let him do it. Because one can always expose him. Like a rightful says, at the end of the day, no, Ubeka Ken as him. Okay, near can allegations out there, money. I felt no be better transit. Let me go find out. This time, we are saying more than where they are, if you are internet don't lie. Ko be one sema no afapen papa no abo all the truth will come out etino and then akoka a secret say no crazy and pass some kind of cry it will pop up on internet Google be ya man say here what in common as etino all the finance am
okay
yeah
but Rebecca says I have 51% now monya no carry forward from Latin because that's what I thought 51.4. I thought that vote na munya na no ebi abeka ho kakra enye say ni nyina ye entirely genuine this year nko assessment na mo de nya no
I think in a sense you are right because I know na me patch the last time me catch you say can Japan so 37% na odinya previous campaign afia you organic
okay
enye ntushe a solid vote onyaye can I never one basi obi amani rally ase one yes or yechre ni a nipa audience but no and one thing we should know say if you are every supporter of Pek and the Japan asem out to Abama ni bia no because say free na kuma ni pemu no de papa na same thing. There's no amount of words how they can better than the chiama no call by before. It you know yes, well I appreciate it because we're national delegate, a new patriotic delegate survey. The delegates now almost to Aban onya 37% is there. Almost if you are chimo monsa efforts of go to Aban this time sir machination machinery ni sir by force I didn't free one. Right now, your friend Madame, whether you like me, video be of the bread, me, don't say me they broke, right? I say, bra, see, can't they buy a bed yet? They say, ya buy any sub, yet, obi, ya bro pepe, yet, ya bro pepe, near that. I have to make my own decision. I bet boy me dachi, and name a chima. It's nobody is going to tell me, say, one, two, amaba, umia. Ye be you I didn't yet ye and where did that. Now, but we are the crowd can go ye in it. It then I'll lose. Nobody has power anymore.
But also, baby, again, not starting it's early days yet. 6 months, the July more meeting now, more stress as a special neck meeting, and number decided whether early Congress suggestion on the buy number tomorrow and Munjintum. Do you think 51.4% which we are maintaining momentum? No? And with the emergence of Educhum and I don't especially this is a brand champ. I think they were all did bamudi because you see Canada Japan base near more young people now or more I tired with the system no and then Kokani leadership or more something new vibrancy. Was a Canada Japan near dignity young people no or more penasem. But I also not a Munipa brand champ also tapping into no. Can you maintain this 51.8 lead no?
That is a good question. I fear you better maintain credibility. Brother Champon, you may think say Odidiba. I fear there was a lot of young guys I know supported by Omianso. Okay. As we speak right now, there's a lot of young guys, youth, not be tied by Omiachi. Me platform be brave so. I see young vibrant guys they also support by Omia. Typical example, Nanaya Wasare, ni ene issue wa. Nanaya, youth. No, Onukwa Brand for King. They are there. Eti Baumia has that youth. Now the tricky is beginning at Brian, the honorable Brian Abichumba Muno. Now people thought say they are going to distract Ken supporters. Nanka ya Ken 37% not drop by be 18%. Now Baumia Fahoko. That was the whole plan. But they say no. I can form home a trade or say a buaka muslim. They are come now come say fear. Obia no ye supporter. Or say your financier. Honorable Brandon Champion. No D. I am my financier, Ken financier. No, Baumia financier, no support no.
Oh, okay.
Finance and physical and energy.
Hey.
It is such person said. And then Ukraine ideology now I don't trust it. It may tell me what that tells you. It tells you say or the you vote now organize it from Kwau district.
Okay.
I be different bombing kwetiam in prior so for Brother Champ almost the neighbor. But what the commoner say.
Okay. So he's rather a threat to Baumia, not to Ken.
Not to Ken.
Okay.
That is why I made that statement. Say, Opia or pair Ken and some more to Abama Ken. Not Ken Abba for second time. They are not going to turn against Ken. There's nothing you do to who command is guys can be your bed battle. Apart only do who can picture pass it down like obey. Okay. That is the tricky. And I do to Musono. No, you're supporter. It is this yes, I put you on that they were supporting but at the end of the day, who do share vote results now Aban. Look at Aduchum 3%, Brian 3.1%. For that two no did Baumia 48%. Rather Ken 37% no. Obiti say omo the quarter to sense no bebre na could be Baumia chino. Majority now shift over. Me pacho honorable sticker no ni Baumia chi.
Yes.
Where is sticker now? These are little tricks, so won't say. So they are all aligned and triggering to Ken. It is going to affect Baumia, not us.
Okay.
And then I'm Ken popularity, they say what gaining more momentum. There's nothing they can do about it. About me. Also info analytics, I hear Musa Dankwa or the bar preview as I way by ya. Omobeka said Baumia were about 70-something%, which is a little bit confusing because say Obeka said Baumia was 56 and Ken was 45 for crying now. It sounds a little bit, but also intervals now. That's why people argue say it looks so shady and fishy. Yeah, because Musa Dankwa have won the credibility from Ghanaians. They say the posts are genuine. But on your careful, say Oma Obin Fabi Binada Nenkoye to say Anasa Jumani. Because me, I have that respect for Musa Dankwa.
Okay. Because no one else question be more because I see my case now money no one. But Musa Mohammed Ali was say more diagro because you see I see the most calculation now more one chain na. You should be mindful of what NDC is doing because the NDC and there's a more power BM. That's what he's saying. Because the man want to be deliver job creation, yeah, more can you 24-hour economy or my launching annually, and they know more jobs. Banner boys in Yenebia. More coming back to power, whether it's Ken or whether it's Baumia, whether it's Dr. Brian Champana, Dr. Duchume, that's the Muhammad Ali issue we're raising.
But Mohammed, as some question, Mohammed Abisano, a yes and no question. Okay, may that be a fear. Remember, me ma show you some condemn mama da. I always say ye nyina ye pegana ye. The reason why I'm not throwing me support behind Kennedy Japan because I know say he can do it than other candidates now previously at the It is a mama ba no be any year. That's what mama really 4 years no kwa. I don't wish him bad. I want mama to succeed. I want mama to even make difference in Ghana. It the next government no but mama after 4 years or maybe. It you know who after mama no ask yourselves after mama no NDC one ever. Even as Aban they are confused. You didn't need power or society mama. It you know to us MPP no you say can Japan can succeed mama. No take over mama so I don't think say Ken ba and near my pa mama and Ken Ken will never do that. Somebody who's a businessman or value taxpayers money no he's not going to say baba MPP you know mama I started 24-hour economy because I am the policy to my bitch. Ken will never do that. And you know can I say let's wish NDC well. Now or the money free some pension could do some level now we are expecting now. The next government but no so the far to us not Ghana ye be honest America is all more pami you. Last time I showed you some files. There's a lot of business it's right in front of us. But Omani Yenitino now the proposal manner. You know what the first thing they check? No about Ghana, no or share country economy, how is it performing? If our economy and dollar friendship performance levels Jerry. Okay, it's a good plan, but let's wait a little bit. That's all. There's no much here to watch that. There's a lot of proposals. There's a lot of investors. I've sat down with them one-on-one. If they don't want to come, right now, mama started say the dollar not working here. Yeah. Back friend. Also, I mean, business with Ghana. I see your dollar is going down, but let's give it a time because it's early days yet. Let us see if it's going to sustain. That's a near rougher. This is what we're saying. It's in me. I don't wish mama well. Eko here, the kwama yenina sabe tafa chefia. Yati petrol suya yetobi. MPP ni kota yenka so MPP ni to metoni send kufu aduja 17 cedis per liter. It's enemy koto gasa. We udru ana MPP ni aso the development 17. Mama for mo metoni 10. Yeah. It doesn't nya juma be biasa. Yenina we are one collected collective country. We are one accord. Ubia nche ubia. Dokumba one sidia. Who beton one, meton one. Assembly nyina no nti yen wish ye o wete Muhammad Ali. I don't wish mama to fall. Then momni me can say after mama no the next person to take over mama and the Kufuado legacy, which I see that in Ken because if you are MPP but you can also see a little bit of Nkrumahism. You can attest to it. That is why our standing tall no yet very unique. So what I say, Papa Nyuma waye, also ye bold. Adebia or the brony then negotiator, he's able to speak up. Mission previous, I think 2011 interview here or the Bulare no can young Kenny. I say Aban know how to negotiate. Your mineral resources where you cool. It belongs to us. And more be made to go to catch us royalty at 3%. Okay. Yeah, sign up or the code crew. No, the association in mind. Now, Mona, then you are suffering. Ghana, you got test near Lord. How?
Okay. We say, Ken in the team, they're bragging. I'll say Ken is a divisive person. I won't frame people say, imagining it. But I think I don't know. Mr. Jerry actually some time ago, say a year first, it was about leaked audio. Muko leaky a first or some map audio, until use that language in my mono. Kingsley Ada, see the only politician who can save, who can make Ghana politics a service to the nation and not a profession is Kennedy Japan. They know Kennedy, no vote. Oh, no. And that one can say Dr. Bichu Nipa Baba Wama, Bruno Wama, Intino. Or being full or see on the she's or you're connected into your nose so on the Ken and echo Muhammad Ali minimum what you have on Ken or see if you are On whose legacy are they going to run? I don't know. It's early days yet. We have 4 years to the next election. So don't worry. I'm sure that they'll give you that answer when it's time. Hussein is saying, Madam, tell the man that MPP will not win 2028 if Mahama come or Mahama will not come. They should forget about 20. But don't tell me something I'm in Kokan. Right? No, I call and one man head you, Mammy Kokan. So I come baby matter. The work was a meridian. It's okay. Imano also say that's not true. You are following NDC propaganda. Nanado left gas at 14 Ghana cedis. Nti men did omo connection and Nanado 70 cedis. Enye no kre. Kwajo to phone as Ken will still keep MPP in opposition because Nisuba ane de opposition ya no de ombaye. Hwa so no so ode omo bet na nya de obi papa bia ode ma Ghana po. Owusu Ebenezer so ndo hu say Ken is the best candidate so far. Omo ma be nyina de. Ken ne betimi abonto no why na agenda that. She's not waiting for anything. John Opoko Mchisu Israel. Or say Ken afa on the Ken. Now more kasa more Ken no more vote there more delegates because this one research no. I was saying Nipani can win delegates now sign our by general population mama. Ya to aba. It is a who nye delegates and you know what say so be delegates. Why? Your friend saying someone say someone sharing thoughts and you this young guy you are calling the person names. Stay in your country and joke. UK, any other countries are working very well. Some UK, okay, some and all countries will be no be more one more attempt. I think some and I home no what almost say hey. Obi Canadian man in Canadian men calling me panning names. Also back can you see this concept of so be Canadian, we have to attack the person. In this civilized society, they come. Mr. I don't know between now and the time I'm Congress more. Specific strategy be another mo ya na mo ya nsa na call and ask issue no whether why ready for appeal no or not.
Yo afia before Congress no dey ye beko but from my intel no I don't think say date na omo dey share no e be aduma ana say top down approach no
okay
majority na boycott to say recipe for disaster.
Okay.
Osha party hierarchies in penny 4 woman cry and giantum. You know, to me, I believe say your core national congress now is going to be, wipe out because if you a big problem for NDC, MPP farmer because there's no way say akolawa now sorry I know they have to crawl no di back. It so top down approach in India. Meaning who decision it was, and I don't know why they were trying to do that. Maybe to favor somebody or not. No, we don't know what was behind it. But at least Penifel party have spoken. Osha recent conference committee President Kufuor Kasa here. Both President Kufuor and Honorable Michael Quay almost speech on mine now. He tells you clearly say they not agree with it and let's do the right thing. Not young far problem on my party because will end up breeding a monster. It been a year maybe a choma kufuado ya DJ swa you say a bit buka as MPP. Wow, Akufuado did well, but Nema can because of say ye ma 2 million na ko di ni 70 no edu ba bi no na ye kan bi no be kan na ye fa na it in let's learn from that and go back to the drawing board and fix what has broken yen ko ye ni
okay and then the blue number until when you time in because it was supposed to be Ken team any Dr. Duchum team
we cannot be expecting it
yeah well to me but I think something has come up last minute so but I'm talking about a announce issue. Say I'm not saying call for any appeal because I'm say during the ma 18 million more call remetitano application for remetitano mo take so about $500 on tears from 18 million to a 500 it sounds unconscionable to him in terms of to appeal say what is all my father appeal na
yeah if you answer no can use or misreach say it sounds very funny someone who after the verdict now, you do as anyway. Okotra radio, so including Samson Lade, excuse me. I say he's not about the money. All he knows say he has won the case. It in Aviawo yellow say Obi winni asema Why we no? Maybe I'm getting something wrong. Why you do assembly man? What's your file appeal?
And so betty me ko file appeal or file appeal like
what so would you demand in the
damage, you know, yes, what the man, but damage in our modern man no sir into your pay more.
It's maybe according to verdict nearby, no, judge in this state is under New Jersey law. The highest defamation amount of Benya was $500.
Okay.
Do you expect the judge to go above the law?
Okay, but there were exceptions. Won't there be exception no mujina so I appeal no?
You know what they say Kromoa. You are people who wasting taxpayers' money. I think Sikana would previously no, like a near Mukoford dining near my wajino. Sikata, let him keep wasting it. Kromoa one thing. We
don't have any evidence. No, I don't have any evidence. I don't have that evidence.
Okay, let me retract it. Because I'm on this big platform, I don't want to put your into. So I retract that statement. What I'm suggesting is, say when you sikabia mabuniswa, let him keep on wasting it. Now, Kromoa said, Judge Baku, Americans, they are very funny and very smart. Once a judge brought a reading the verdict, say, "Uno, assembly idea 500, upa." Call a high court of whatever, no we are Supreme Court, not to White House is going to come out with the same case. If you are starting Abna's case,
but on him said that's not the case. Their cases are appeal overturn.
Oh, not these ones, especially coming from Africa. If you live,
the law is the law is no respect of African. Yes, I meant to say who are amount judgment. That's
judgment. I did not judge the year. Or from the law book. And say under New Jersey law. Unless they say some no could do a California and then under New Jersey. But if you go on the same under New Jersey law, not say the same jurisdiction, but the assembly here and I will back Canada. That means you are coming to appeal in the same New Jersey.
Yeah, the same New Jersey.
Yeah, the baby law no is the same under New Jersey law. That's what I'm saying. A simple logic. If you lawyers no money man. Until I make sure say there must be some exceptions under which that they are going because will be a appealer. First and foremost, appeal case be a America be a. You can appeal as a matter of right. Only pe be a do case be court in America no. What right so we appeal? If you America baby a. You can 100%.
And number 2, law be answer you exceptions. Oh, say anya say you bet me about say under New Jersey law no the maximum na 500 but exceptions anyone na be an lawyer so person mu gina ya appeal no
yo until they say no anyway what I'm saying is the lawyers no say man nas file for this appeal I will say they've not doing him a good disservice and disservice because also be wasting the time if your platform is na me back can say as long as the case in the he's not going to get focal. I use that word.
Yeah.
Emma may no crack or back and forth. Now church and love and fear. Yes, I agree on what you say, but trust me. From where I'm sitting that day, no, I'm not saying don't getting nothing. Now people thought Emma Prophobia, no New York, America should be basement. Echo farm, could do my temple to so. So what I say, oh no, Aban show. Until me, I don't care about what time did you. Did my temple to my propose any bread. But what I say,
one more
I was vindicated. Say what I was saying was true. Say, young fan say a man 500, plane ticket price. He ended up losing a lot of money. Exactly. Because when you focus, that's what I meant. Because America understand it a fracture. Ghana, almost say we picking some of our laws, and Ghana, but not entirely every law. There are certain principles that we cannot practice in Ghana. It is Obroni, the reading the verdict amount 500. That's all you get. Opa, unless they say we are going to move the case to California. how much
California is different. It's a different jurisdiction. Yeah.
It's a different jurisdiction, and you cannot even go there because, as somebody said, on this jurisdiction, which is New Jersey, under New Jersey law, no one was reading the verdict. Now we say, on Tias in Tobacco appeal, it's more than welcome.
Now you are saying, say, appeal now. The lawyers are wasting his money and wasting his time.
Hey, dear, this is what I see. Who said lawyer do now? All do no one more full assurance. Say, hey, dear, see, if you at some way, you have a case, maybe amount, may you say, maybe your finance account you see can be a pocket. Now say Kubuka the same way to me any year. They find every means to connive you to pamper the make you feel say I think but there's another chance. If you are enthusiastic, it me ya nasa. I will just forget it. Let's go. What's the way still playing ticket up and down? No about that waste to time. I don't think that said we come freaking up. The lawyers can handle it. Ken will never show up.
Okay.
Now one thing I'm going to say, I don't know per my experience, and I think say because of polls now a buyer can't lead narrative no aye viral and it's going all over Ghana will be a canvas. Let's find something to distract the conversation. Na yem pulu onti Anas say me ko file for appeal. I know Anas will never do this. So I file the end oni nyame. But it's just a verbal filing or nanwaka.
Okay. Something
to distract the conversation. Say be a oh, Ken is leading. Ken has been the talk of the town. Every radio station talking about him.
Okay. Then
the narrative will change. Now
okay.
But who does that? It is our narrative now. They know M1 or Meden and go just but Ken, no matter what come what May 2028. Send the NDC for no cause Ken man platform we also on my better myself. Cause Jerukai. Ken is going to be our next president after Mama. Seriously.
Yo. What I do now I say they say appeal no the who would call you say on filing and confront the narrative not to just to distract attention from Ken say
exactly.
He's leading the process for the prime minister.
In the right sense of a human being, why are you filing for a case that you already won? And you have the verdict has come in your favor. What the amount I rule in your favor when you have $500? Say, Ken will be appeal there. They can't run over $500 yes, you see me. It did not want to appeal for that.
But don't you think that between the jury and award here, which is 18 million and 500 man, he has a reason to appeal? Say, 18 million and 500, they say quite than them. It's 18 million, no can say so about 5 million bimpa. And say about 18 million, no matter so about 5 for there.
Because on this platform, it can so in your Foco means 0. What that means is juries no mobile. You and I know that they are not lawyers. Taxi driver be obi obtain a grocery store turn at the obi oye they are free from moment I didn't know no they are to know all kind of articles the women they don't even